All right, so Mr. Zachary Morton.
Welcome to our podcast. So today we have some questions that were given to us to answer, like just some basic stuff. Because if you don't know myself, I'm Zachary Morton, and this is
Ray Brander.
We're both entrepreneurs from Kitchener-Waterloo. So we thought we'd just answer some of these for some of you who are looking into entrepreneurship or are entrepreneurs, like newer into the field and stuff like that, just so that we can kind of cover some of these bases. So basically, what originally got you in the mindset to pursue entrepreneurship, and what value did you see in the pursuit?
Well, one question at a time, Zach. I'm just messing with you. So what lessons have I learned along the way that you don't have to sell your time for money? Freedom comes from like time, okay, not money. Meaning that most people, they sell their time for money, which you have to, otherwise you'll starve to death. Everyone has to pay bills, but don't get too stuck thinking that you have to sell your time for money. If you guys create a system that makes you money without you having to spend a lot of time on that, you can make money doing that. But the biggest lessons I learned is, this is a deep one. Lessons I learned is that create a system that works for you. Don't work for the system, okay? And don't waste time in college. This was just a punch in the face, Zach. I can go deep on this one. Okay, what was the most valuable lesson you learned along the way, Zach?
I would say don't focus on like the distractions that are going to come your way as much. The number one thing that, like, even for me, the reason why I pursued entrepreneurship was I didn't want to trade my time for money. I wanted to come up with a way that it was residual income, because you want to, like Rank said, you want to own your time. You don't want to be stuck chasing a dollar bill, because if you're chasing a dollar bill, trust me, you're going to be very dissatisfied and you're going to get really stressed really easily. And that was the value I really saw in it, was the fact that if you go to school, you're going to school to get a degree. When you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're in school for life. You're always in that mindset to learn along the way.
They say education comes after graduation.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but yeah, and the thing about money too, imagine there's a cat walking on the street in your village, okay? Everyone's trying to chase the cat, which is, think of the cat as money. And everyone's chasing the cat, but don't think of money as like this object you gotta manipulate and to get. Think of value, okay? Because money, it's just a piece of paper. It's a tool that we use to change stuff. Like I have this. Here's my digital, money. Because you're trading value. That's what money is. You trade value. So don't think of money, think of value, okay? Put yourself in the other person's shoe. And that's how you make money. Don't be a consumer, be a producer.
Hit it with the wisdom bomb. I like that.
Well, this might be a punch in the face, but they'll get used to it. The biggest struggle I had to overcome was people problems. 95% of your problems will come from people. Okay, the biggest opportunity cost, that's a big one. What do you think of that?
Opportunity cost?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people need to jump on more opportunities. I think there was a saying that I heard was, it's everyone, like if someone offered you a free coffee and it was kind of like, here's a free coffee, you'd probably just drink it. You wouldn't ask necessarily what's in it, unless you probably had like some allergies or something like that. But everyone, when it comes to being involved with an opportunity or something, they want to know every detail about it, so that they can make their comfort zone, it fit within their comfort zone. And I think that's what doesn't allow a lot of people to succeed, is because they're trying to fit an opportunity within what they want to do, comfort-wise, rather than stepping outside the comfort zone. Because your comfort zone does not allow you to grow at all. If you're not uncomfortable on a daily basis, cut the comfort.
Yeah, if you want to keep receiving the same thing you've been receiving your whole life, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want something ordinary, that's how I say it. You gotta do ordinary things. You gotta do things that usually you don't do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But opportunity cost, Put it this way. Amazon got to a 1 billion billion evaluation in a year span. Okay, imagine what you did last year. You know, like for example, what I did last year, I was able to take my company to like almost 25K a month within a year span, right? But there's like startups that are like doing, you know, millions of dollars within that 1 year span. So most people, they're losing the opportunity by not taking the opportunity, right? It's like opportunity cost. It's, let's say if someone gave you, for example, let's say if you went to the gym and you saw a hot chick, right? Like the best one you ever seen, like wife material, okay? And then you just kept walking, right? And then you never see her again. That's an opportunity cost. The opportunity of actually meeting that girl and going deep with that, you know, diamond you want to call it, but that's opportunity cost, meaning that if you're losing right now just by not doing anything, okay? And that a lot of times that even having a job, this is a little controversial, but even having a job, you're limiting yourself like as an employee, right? When you can use that time and create your own company that can be worth millions. You can achieve financial freedom within a year. Not within a year, it can take up to 10 years, depends, you know, depends how you do it. Like, for example, myself, I failed for a year before I started making money as an entrepreneur, right? And most people cannot afford to fail for 1 year because, you know, you have to eat. Let's say if you have a kid, you know, you have bigger responsibilities, but opportunity cost, that's, even myself, like right now, I can make good money with my commercial clean business, but I don't want to be in the commercial clean business because I'm an innovative, right? Innovator. So like the more time I spend doing work that's minimum wage work, okay? But someone has to do that. But the more time I put into my janitorial business, the less time I put into like an empire business like Amazon, you know, like Wix, you know, for example, Facebook. Those are like legendary companies. You know, I don't want to just be the next Puppy Shark, you know, just playing with 20K a month, little numbers. I mean, that's a lot of money still, but like, you know, you see these guys make millions of dollars, you know, a day, and then here I am just playing with this, you know. Like, for example, I get satisfaction from accomplishments, you know, being proud of, oh look, I did that. Like, for example, if you're Elon Musk, okay, and you saw that fucking rocket in the sky, you're gonna be like, that shit's mine. Like, it feels good, okay? Or like, for example, ever after, you know, like, you don't really care about the money. Like, you can make a lot more money doing a different like software company, but like, you just go there and everything's just working perfectly, and you just like, see that? I own that shit. This shit's happening because of me. You know, that's the feeling I like to get. You know, like, there might be people that make millions of dollars. They're like, oh yeah, I created this software on, you know, the Apple Store. Now I'm a millionaire, right? Yeah. They're like bragging, like, yeah, that making money is amazing, but like, there's not a lot of purpose that comes with it. Like, there's a lot of purpose, but I like having like an empire. You know, not just something, oh, I did that, I'm done with it, I make a shit ton of money, peace out, no one knows who I am, you know?
I think it's more like the legacy side of things too for me was because you can make money really quick now. Like, if you want to make money, you can do hundreds of things to make money fast.
Make a course.
But yeah, make a course.
Like, well, I'm doing that right now, but I'm actually, you know, helping people one-on-one, so it's a little different. Yeah. And a service on top of it. But if you want to make money, make a course.
Yeah. And it's like, what do you want to leave behind? What do you want your name to represent? I think is the biggest long-term thing. Mm-hmm. For me, it was like, what do I want to represent as a person 10 years, or well, 10 generations from now? Do I want a picture, you know,
do I
want a picture of me in like some, like, you know, family photo album where they're like, who is this guy? Or it's like, this is the guy that did it all.
Our wealth came from this guy. Thank your great-grandfather.
Exactly. You set it up for generations in advance, and it's all value added. It's like if you're not adding value, you might as well just stay in home and sit on your couch. Like,
Yeah, like
Netflix is a pretty convenient item right now.
Yeah, well, the thing about this too is just accomplishments.
Yeah.
That's what I get my satisfaction out of. All right, let's move to the next slide.
What fears did you have when you started?
Not making it. That was my biggest fear.
But
My
you
biggest.
utilized that as like a driving factor probably too, didn't you?
Yeah, well, like you can use all these inspirational motivation things, but at the end of the day, it comes to, is what I'm doing gonna make a living or not? And a lot of times when you're first starting out as an entrepreneur, I call this the desert land, where you're working towards something, right? And you're not making money with it, or you have no customers. You know, for example, Smart Pot, there's a little pot on Amazon that makes millions of dollars a month. Makes millions of dollars, okay? And that prototype took 18 months to make,
Yeah.
okay? During those 8 months, people around you will think that you're a lowlife. They're gonna think, oh, you're just doing nothing with your life. Everyone's gonna like doubt you, all that. And the most, like what hurts the most, like when you have limited funds and you realize that, okay, I only have 2 more months to make this happen before I actually have to get a job. And once you get a job, you have to work on it on the side. But that's the biggest, like my biggest struggle is it's like being stressed, saying like if you don't make it by day 60, you'll have to get a job or something. Cause like if you don't, when you first start out, you don't have a pillow. Like yeah, you can have savings, but once you start working and those savings start eating you up, you're gonna come to a point where, oh shit, I only have 1 month left before I go on the streets. But the thing, once you create one business, okay, and that business is making you money, now you have that safety net. So now you can explore in other ventures because you don't have to worry about, oh shit, I gotta pay rent. That was my biggest struggle, and the biggest struggle is like actually knowing what you're capable of. It's like you don't know you can make a lot of money until you actually start making money, and it's very easy to give up when you don't get results, when you're actually putting a lot of hours. Like there's gonna be times when you go months or even years, you working for free, just putting hours, investing money into your business, and nothing happens. That's the worst feeling. But let me tell you, once you go past that point and make money, it's gonna be like a drug. You'll become addicted to it. And yeah, the biggest fear is just not making it, but you will make it. Think about it. For example, it took me 1 year. It took me actually, when I first started out, within 4 months, I got to 14K a month, okay? But people don't think that before those 8 months, I failed for 8 months. Like, I spent thousands of dollars in marketing. I went to so many like meetings, nothing, right? And that's the time where you feel like giving up, but you know, have you seen that meme where there's like people digging and people just give up too early when the goal's like right on the other side?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get to. Okay?
I feel like everyone has a dream or like their goals, and it's like piled under a bunch of shit, and you have to pick up the shovel and start uncovering it along the way. I think that's like number one things that people have to like. My fear was like I think everyone entrepreneur's fear is not making it. Mine was not getting out there enough and being known. I want to be like that. I want to get to that point to be like that household name where people actually know who I am.
Jeez, what are you trying to be, Cranker Don 2.0?
No, they say, man, you all start somewhere, but it was like, obviously I had those moments where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this, like, I don't think I can make it. And it's funny because it's like we're programmed through life to always be practical and be comfortable, but entrepreneurship completely unwraps everything that you're not supposed to do according to the standards that people set on you. Mm-hmm. You have to break it all down and do it all over again. You have to relearn.
Yeah.
And that's what scares people the most, is like a fear. It's like, am I good enough? Am I gonna make it? Do I have the skill set? And the skill set isn't learned up front, it's learned through it. And yeah, it's the self-doubt thing. It's like the worst.
Back. Okay, anyways, we're back. Camera died. So the school system penalizes you for failing. Okay, they want you to be straight A, follow the rules. But the thing is, if you follow the rules, what most people teach you: go to school, get good grades, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder, save your money, invest into the stock market. But that's the slow way. That's if you want to get rich when you're 55, okay? If you guys want to be rich young, for example, there's so many examples. For example, Hayden Bowles, whatever this guy is, e-commerce guy, he's 18. He has like a mansion and like 5 supercars, and he's 100% self-made, okay? The lesson I'm trying to teach is like, success can come fast if you guys create a system that works for you exponentially. And here, let me get into some five key terms that are gonna set you, because you have a business doesn't mean it's gonna be beneficial, beneficial. Because like some businesses are gonna just make you pull your hair out and barely make money, right?
Yeah.
So you want 5 fundamentals. I call them sense. Thanks, MJ DeMarco, if you're seeing this. He's my favorite author, by the way. So sense, okay? Sense, C, it stands for control. Okay, let's say these are just 5 business fundamentals that you should think about when you have a business, okay? Number 1, control. And control could be, let's say if Walmart is your only customer. Let's say if Walmart all of a sudden stops reordering your product. All of a sudden you're out of business. Or let's say if all your products are sold through Amazon. Okay, let's say if your account on Amazon gets banned, your business gets shut down within a click of a button. So having control on your business, very important. Or let's say if you have a business, but all of a sudden you sell all your equity to other people. Now it's no longer your business because you have no control over it. So control. E, entry. So entry means entry. So entry, the harder your business model is, the less competition you will have. For example, this is something that's conflicting with my business, entry. I own a janitorial company, and the thing about this business model, it's oversaturated. Okay, meaning that the entry is very easy, because like all you need is a mop, a bucket, start making money, right? It's oversaturated. So what I mean by that, when there's a lot of competition, such as personal training too, like I bet it's very competitive too. When your business model has a low entry, you have a lot of competition. And when there's a lot of competition, your product, brand, service becomes commoditized. Commoditized meaning that whatever you do, it becomes like gas, it becomes a commodity. Like when you're driving around and you want gas for your car, you don't care who you buy the gas from, you just care about the cheapest price, right? When there's like thousands of personal trainers looking for new clients, like a lot of them will be quite good, and so price kind of like goes down, Yeah. So that happens in a low entry business, but all of a sudden your business takes several months to make. Let's say if it's a software business, right? Like a very niche software. And now instead of having 10,000 competitors across the across the globe, you only have 20 competitors now. And if you do the math, a market share of $1 billion, and there's like 12 competitors, it's very to be one and be the top one, and all of a sudden you get 50% of the market share, and that's 50 million a year. Right. Okay, I'm not done with the sense part, but the other thing, sense. Need, which N stands for need. Need is, because you have a great business idea doesn't mean people are gonna pay for it. Okay, not because your idea is like really good, not because your idea it's like the best idea. Like, don't worry about yourself, don't have selfish motives. Think of what the market needs. Okay, like if someone needs something and you have them and you have that, people are gonna come like pay for it. But if you have, like, let's say if you have a rap clothing brand, right, and your brand's all of a sudden in a retired like neighborhood, and you have a brick and mortar store, you have the need, like there's no need for your brand in that area, but all of a sudden, let's say if you go into the downtown area, there's like a bunch of rappers or something, now there's gonna be need. Or let's say if you open a random restaurant in the middle of nowhere, there's no need for that.
Yeah.
So make sure there's need for your business. And what else? Cents. T. So stands for time. I see a lot of people start a business, but they end up becoming employees of their business. And that's wrong because let's say, for example, the shawarma guy that I always go to, he's always there, he's the owner. And the thing about it, he's selling his time for money because he's always there in the business, always doing the work. So he's pretty much escaping from having a regular job to having his own job, but for his business, right? So time could be, meaning that time, let's say if you remove yourself from your business, will your business still run?
Yeah.
If your business stops running because you're not there, then that just you create a system that you're managing. And if you guys want to scale high, you guys need to systemize the business, systemize operations, systemize sales, customer service, everything. And the last one, sense, skill. Oh, this is my favorite one, bro. Skill. Skill meaning that how scalable is your business? For example, my business, janitorial, I'm only limited to scale within my region unless I start like a big franchise like McDonald's. Then I can scale. But let's say if all of a sudden you create a software, right? You can go from having 100 subscriptions to 10,000 subscriptions very rapidly without having much operation cost. And that's skill. So the easier it is for your business to scale, the more rapidly you can grow. All right. Well, what's your opinion on that?
Definitely so when you talked about the shawarma guy, there's Robert Kiyosaki's base level 4 quadrants, if any of you guys have ever read any of his books. There's, you have employee, and on the left side of the quadrant, employee and self-employed. So self-employed is literally you get into a business where it requires you to be there trading time for money. When you play on the big level, on the right side of the quadrant, it's investments and big business industry. So things that you can actually scale. So investments usually take a lot of capital, but if you're willing to risk the money, the average saying I've heard is if you're willing to risk 50 grand, you'll probably make $1 million in the stock market. It's like, but that's the cost of risk. I don't necessarily say go into stocks because they're very volatile and you can't predict them. You can study them, you can find good companies, but at the same time, it's very, very volatile. Business, at least you have your predictions within your work ethic. So it's your scaling comes down to you. Because like how much work are you willing, like Elon Musk knows that if he puts in 20 hours at Tesla, he probably will open another storefront. Like he just knows because
he's all into production, bro.
And it's like, that's the thing, it's like produce, and he can just create new distribution centers because he knows that that's what he's capable of. And he's definitely got the capital to back it up too, but he didn't, bet on other companies winning for him to make a financial gain. He bet on himself first, and that was really the most important thing. I think that bet on yourself first before you bet on someone else's company, because you don't know what that person does behind closed doors, and that will be the like huge downfall of your income because of something stupid that they do.
My tip for that: don't invest into a stock market. I mean, the thing about the stock market, you have no control over it. For example, Warren Buffett. Okay, how do you think Warren Buffett invests?
He invests directly through a company as like an angel investor almost.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's how you guys should be investing. Well, be like, the thing about compound interest, don't be, penny pinching pennies. Okay, you don't get rich by penny pinching pennies and saving it for 50 years and kiss your boss's ass. Okay, there's a lot, conflicting. But the thing about it, you don't get rich by penny pinching pennies. Okay, like don't think that yes, because you save $1 today, it's gonna make you $1 million 4 years from now. You guys gotta think of. Have you guys heard of compound inflation?
Yeah, that's important to understand.
Yeah, don't look at the chart, because that's for a magical land. Okay, magical land don't always exist. Invest into something that gives you dividends. Okay, let's say if you own a property, okay,
Yeah.
money, and you find renters. Let's say if you give your property for renters, meaning that when you lend your money to a company, make sure they pay back rent. That's a good tip to give. Like, make sure your stock gives out dividends. But the thing is, don't think you're gonna get rich with stocks if you're playing with little money. Because, like, imagine, like, you have no control over the stock. It's just a number going up and down, up and down. You don't create real explosive wealth by gambling your money to the stock market. And if you are gonna invest into the stock market, make sure that the stock pays dividends, and make sure that it has a proven track record. And don't lay all your eggs in one basket. And keep in mind, Warren Buffett got rich from investing money where he has direct control in the company. So he doesn't, most people think that Warren Buffett logs into the trading account and he just trades stocks. No, he doesn't do that. Most people think he does that, but what he does is he invests into a company that has a proven track record over time, and he buys equity in the company, so he has direct control of the company and where the company is headed. So if all of a sudden the CEO of the company becomes delusional or something, he's the board of director, meaning that he has control over the company. For example, Steve Jobs got fired off Apple on like the 90s or something,
Yeah.
or 80s. That's because the board of directors fired him. But even though he created the company,
That was funny.
even though he created the company, you know, the other people are able to do that, and that's what Warren Buffett has the power. He has the power of directing the company. He has the power of, you know, if the company has bad branding, you know, he's a partner in a way. So he's able to put his resources and become partners with him. And he also has the resource of, hey, I'm Warren Buffett, I'm this big investor. So if I invest in this, a shit ton of people will invest in that, meaning that his initial investment will be worth 10 times more because he, you know, he can move markets. When you're that rich, you can move markets.
It's like invest where you know it's predictable, like
Yeah.
where you have the control. Because like back to sentence C, control. Like, where are you going to put your money, put your time, where you know that you're actually going to yield the results you want, versus, again, betting on someone else to do it for you. Like, I know within my companies, like if I put $1 in, I have 141% return right now. That's pretty low, but at the same time, it's better than you're getting at the bank. Don't rely on a closed system to try to make you money that's there. If it's easy money, it's not making you money. It's you got to struggle a little bit to make it.
You know what's the easiest way to make money? Okay, let's pretend that someone is brand new and they just want to make money.
Yeah.
And before you guys want to make money, learn how to work for free. Because entrepreneurs can go months working for free. And the thing about working for free is that when you start working for yourself, you're able to know the amount of value you can bring to the table. Okay? And most people think, oh, I need money to make money. And that's complete BS. Like, it can be true if you have a business and then you start another business and you have capital. Yes, it's going to be easier to create the second business because you have capital, resource, money, right? You're able to, like, oh, I'm able to hire a web developer. But if you guys don't have money, you guys have human resource. And human resource is yourself. If you're able to create money out of yourself, let's say, for example, myself, like, I don't have, for example, there's a business opportunity that I thought of. So there's a bunch of cleaning companies that need contracts, okay? They're starving for contracts, commercial contracts. And I don't want to do the babysitting, the operations. So I thought of partnering with someone in a different city where I do their marketing, I make their website, I do everything digitally, and they take care of operations in exchange for 15% profit not profit, revenue. Keep that in mind. Whenever you guys do like a deal where it's profit versus revenue, always do revenue, because profit is what money is left behind. If you guys do like a royalty deal where, oh yeah, give me 5% of the profits, all of a sudden the guy of the company buys a shit ton of laptops, has no profit left. All of a sudden you're 5% zero. But if they're making, let's say if they're making 100,000 per month and you're keeping 15% revenue, gross revenue, that's 15,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, but all of a sudden if you guys invest but for profit, all of a sudden that guy might only have $10,000 profit a month because
I need a new truck.
Yeah, the company owner might need a new truck. Guess what? That's a write-off. That's an expense. So all of a sudden you're, instead of making 15,000, now you're making 1,500 just because now the guy only made $10,000 that month. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying.
But my main point right here is that you don't need money to make money. If you guys can provide value for someone, that changes everything. Okay, think of what people are willing to pay for you. People are willing to pay for me if I find them contracts, because they can't find contracts. So I'm able to provide that, and all of a sudden I'm able to make money with that. Boom! Camera shut down again. Okay.
So I think a lot of kids know how to play, well, a lot of people getting into just out in the real world after you learn from your degree. It's learning how to play chess and not checkers, to be honest with you, because you have to be 4 moves ahead of everyone else.
That's true. You guys gotta think critically. You guys gotta think outside the box.
There's like the law of, what's it called?
Law of attraction.
No, there's a whole bunch, but there's the one I learned today was basically, say you had 50 people in your corporation.
Yeah.
If you square root that, that's that square root. So you have, let's say 5 people of 25. So those 5 people are going to produce 50% of the profitability for the company, and then the other 20 produce the exact amount that those 5 produce. And it's understanding that, because you're leveraging their time to make profits. But it's like, again, predictable investments. Like, it comes down to, like, you train them, and then they produce the result that you want. But it's like,
At the end of the day, whatever you do, think of the return on investment. Okay? Otherwise, there's no point of working for free or doing something for free. But don't be scared to work for free, because that's how new skills are learned. That's how entrepreneurs work. Like, I failed for 8 months working for free and actually losing money. I actually spent like closer to 8K on marketing without like getting much results. But yeah, learn how to work for free.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for watching.